with the City and Hackney partnership, we've got Naomi and Lindsay who did the CDT course, Becky who did the supervisors course, and Vicky and I did the manager's course. Vicky's doing it this year. In our partnership, we've got First Steps, which is the community child psychology service in City and Hackney. We've also got
Cams for Young Hackney. So, hello everybody, I'm Cams for Young Hackney, and we are a specialist CAMS service that's been commissioned by the local authority to work in Young Hackney. So we have an outreach approach, and we engage young people who may or may not be known to the service previously, but are notoriously difficult to engage.
I'm from Young Hackney, and we're an integrated youth service. So we now encompass the old youth service, the targeted youth support, and the vending team. We work in small teams, and we have a clinician linked to each unit or team. We do both preventative work and statutory responsibility.
Okay, it's back to us, Vicky. So we're starting with a few of the challenges that we faced in Hackney. One of the challenges was around sort of leadership, and the service lead for the partnership had a career break of 5 months towards the beginning of the project, and
also the Young Hackney lead manager also left to take another job, so I took on the role without the training or the knowledge, and that was a challenge.
And some of the challenges were around the sort of different cultures of the partner agencies and some of the historical relationships. Vicky once described the two NHS trusts as frenemies in the past, which was...
Yeah, we're friends now. But also just because one of the other challenges, I think, was just the historical view of where people and how people saw CAMS from different agencies.
Just very quickly, from the supervisor's perspective, I think it was a challenge that was personal to me, but I began my role in CAMS for Young Hackney at the same time as IAP began to be rolled out. So it was practically learning about the teams, learning about IAP, learning about my role, meeting these guys. Fortunately, they're mostly all right, so that was the easy bit, but having the structures and the roles in place was really helpful as well.
Continue to a therapist process, which has just disappeared really quickly, which is really quite, I know, but you might have seen all those post-it notes, and in terms of being a therapist and getting to grips with IAPT and the academic challenges, the IT issues, competing demands and staying sane was a big job.
I think one of the successes was the user participation. It made us think and creatively about how do we engage this client group that are notoriously difficult to engage and didn't want to know mental health services. So I think that was really good, and we did some work with young people in youth hubs, and also just meeting young people in their youth setting, asking about what their services they wanted.
We've also been doing work with parents. So we've had focus groups with parents that have then used the parents' views to change some of the ways in which we run groups for parents. And we've also had parents on interview panels. One of the interviews that I was in with a parent was really interesting. That at the end we asked whether the candidates had any questions for us, and one of the candidates asked the parent a question about what their experience of using our service had been like, and that ended up being the person that we employed. This is about implementing routine outcome measurements. This is moving on to some of our other successes.
Well, I think, one of the challenges I think in implementing the measures was the team has looked at their outreach, so the difficulty is about having all the information with them, and it was trying to encourage them to see the benefit in terms of hearing session by session measures, so actually finding out what young people thought of the session, and then trying to bring that into our multidisciplinary teams as well as supervision.
And I think that's a really exciting opportunity that we have. They're young people that we work with that don't come to service user participation events, don't generally get their view of services across. It's quite exciting to have a way to do that and helping to shape services as well.
Another success has been around partnership working, and we've got a really sort of well-functioning partnership, which started off with Vicky and I going out for breakfast with each other quite a lot and having a good laugh together. And one of the things that's come out of that is that we've now got a joint referral form. So although we're part of 2 different NHS trusts, we've got one referral form that's got both of our services on it, so it's less confusing for our referrers.
Another success is we're moving towards, and I think more and more we're doing this, is discussing ROMs in team meetings, because it's a new way of working for us, and we really want to get the voice of the young person into the team meetings so we can have an MDT discussion with kind of that perspective in there as well, which we haven't had before. Equally embedding CYP supervision across the whole of the service. I'm hoping that the rest of the team can learn from some of my many mistakes on how to do CYP supervision, and just thinking about how is best to do it across the different disciplines, some of the difficulties we've come across, and really just planning ahead with that kind of thing.
So I think in addition to that, continuing with the sort of therapist view of things is really thinking about how we use EBT, how we use the evidence-based practice, what that looks like in Tier 2, Tier 3 services within Hackney, and beginning to make that to make sense to the people around about us, so that we're working in a collaborative way but holding on to the efficacy kind of ideas.
And that's it. It's just to say that just what's next, hoping to continue working as a partnership.